Hey everyone, this is Michael again, and welcome to my review of last night's edition of Smackdown. It was the 4th of July edition of Smackdown. And before I start the review, I hope you guys had a good 4th of July yesterday. I had a good 4th of July. I was hanging out with one of my friends. Met up with my other friends later on, to watch the fireworks. My friend barbecued before any of that, before the fireworks. So it was a pretty good 4th of July for me yesterday. But I hope you guys had a good one too. So yeah, I just got done watching SmackDown, recorded it, watched it on the DVR, and I thought it was a good show yesterday. Last night's SmackDown. Thought it was a good show. I thought it was better than last year's Raw on the 4th of July, which I remember last year I was watching a little bit of it, saw the food fight, and then me and my friends went out for to watch the fireworks. But then I saw clips of it. I'm like, this was probably one of the worst Raws I've watched, along with many other shitty Raws that they did. So, but all in all, SmackDown was a good show last night. The show opened, of course, with John Cena making his return. The crowd was cheering for him. There was like "Let's go Cena" chants, "Cena sucks" chants. When Cena came out, you still got the John Cena sucks chants. And Cena says to the crowd, did they miss him? And they all cheer for him. And this show was in Phoenix, Arizona. This was held in the same arena that Raw was held on Monday night. And Cena then talks about Independence Day, talking about, America. And he says every time he comes to the ring, he wants to compete. And he then puts all the rumors of him being a part-timer and, going to Hollywood, and, says that he's not a part-timer. He is an all-timer, whether he's on Raw or SmackDown, because Cena is now a free agent where he could appear on both shows, on Raw and SmackDown. And he says the reason that he is a free agent is because, if his time is limited, then, he's going to go down. He's going to be going down in a blaze of glory. And then Rusev shockingly returns. The crowd cheered for a little bit for his return. He comes out saying to Cena that Cena thinks that Rusev doesn't work as hard, and Rusev wasn't happy with them running Cena commercials of him returning for 2 months, because he wanted a comeback commercial, and that he deserved one. Rusev says to Cena that Cena will not take opportunities away from him, and he says that Cena's American dream is a lie, just like America is a joke. Then Cena tells Rusev to get in the ring, and he'll punch him in the mouth. Then Rusev then talks about Independence Day in Bulgaria. He ends up trash talking, what us Americans do on the holiday. And Cena says to Rusev that he wants to go one-on-one with him in an old school flag match. Rusev declines that, saying, he wants to fight on his own time and on his terms. And then Rusev just walks to the back. Cena calls Rusev. Rusev is still on the stage, trying to walk to the back. Cena then calls Rusev a coward, and he gets the crowd to chant USA with him, and it just pisses off Rusev. But it was a good segment. Cena making his return, Rusev making his surprise return, which we didn't see coming. So now we're going to get Cena versus Rusev in a flag match at BattleGround, which they announced later on in the night. So probably Cena's going to put down Rusev again. Like we haven't seen Cena and Rusev go at it once before. So Yeah, so after that segment, we had Chad Gable and AJ Styles with Daniel Bryan. Daniel says to them both that he's tired of Kevin Owens calling him all week about them being in the Independence Day Battle Royal. And Daniel then makes a match for them both, and whoever wins that the match will be in the Battle Royal. And AJ says that he's not afraid of a competition. Chad tells him that he's a little more of a competition, and Daniel says to them that their match will be next. So short little segment with them. Then leads into the match, AJ Styles versus Chad Gable. Really good match, back and forth between both of them. Good in-ring performance from them. You had Styles, going at it. You had Chad Gable lock in the ankle lock on AJ Styles. AJ was trying to get to the ropes, but Gable pulled him back. And then Styles just reversed that and put the calf killer on Chad Gable. And AJ Styles got the win with the phenomenal forearm to Chad Gable. And so AJ Styles is in the Independence Day Battle Royal, which happens at the end of the night. So it was a pretty good match with Styles and Gable. Good in-ring performances from them. Sorry about that, but I was saying AJ Styles versus Chad Gable was a good match. Good in-ring performances from both of them. Really enjoyed that match. Then after that match, we had Mojo Rawley and Zack Ryder in the locker room, the Hype Bros. Zack tells Mojo that he talked to Daniel Bryan, and they're both entered into the Independence Day Battle Royal. Mojo thanks Zack for that. Little thing with them. Then we had after that Carmella and James Ellsworth come out. Ellsworth is on the mic saying that he's canceling Independence Day to celebrate a Carmella-bration. If Carmella win the Women's Money in the Bank, briefcase last week. Carmella says that all of them wanted to rewrite history, and so that the fans didn't want to see Carmella, win her way and cheat, when she, when James Ellsworth dropped the Money in the Bank briefcase down, at Money in the Bank. And she ends up quoting from the Rolling Stones saying that, you can't get what you want unless it's for her. And Carmella says that she always gets what she wants, and now that she has the briefcase, she has all the power. Naomi ends up coming out, and she congrats Carmella on winning Miss Money in the Bank, the Money in the Bank briefcase. And Naomi ends up telling her that she's not scared, and her glow will be on when she possibly faces her, when Carmella faces Naomi at either time when Carmella cashes in the briefcase. And Naomi says that she got someone who has words for Ellsworth, and out comes Daniel Bryan and says what he's going to do with Ellsworth. He tells him that he is banning Ellsworth from the arena, and he's fining him $10,000, and that he is suspended. And Daniel says to him that if he doesn't leave, he's going to strip Carmella of the Money in the Bank contract. So then Carmella and Ellsworth end up leaving. So it was a pretty decent segment from them. And then we had second match, Naomi versus Lana, once again for the SmackDown Women's title. And I'm sorry to say that that SmackDown Women's title with the glow that they made it's terrible. I really don't like how the way they did that, sort of light up for the title. It just makes the title look really cheesy. But yeah, so this wasn't much of a match. This match flat out sucked. It was just Naomi getting the win by submission. Lana tapping out. So it was a shitty match. Nothing happened. Then after the match, Tamina comes in and tells Lana to get up and come with her. So, but shitty match. Naomi and Lana. It's like, what is this? Every week it's gonna be Naomi versus Lana for the title. It's gonna get old really fast. Naomi should just move on from Lana. So, and then we had Shinsuke Nakamura. After that, we had Shinsuke Nakamura getting attacked by Baron Corbin from behind. Corbin attacks Shinsuke with the Money in the Bank briefcase. He ends up saying to Shinsuke that he look afraid to him. And Shinsuke goes on to fight at Baron, but the refs end up separating them both. So it's a little segment. And then we had, next up was the rap battle between New Day and the Usos. This was very funny. I really liked this segment. You had the Usos mentioning, there was a lot of mentions where the Usos mentioned Xavier Woods with the, being in, the sex video with Paige, because he had something to do with the Paige sex video where, it was a video of Paige and, what's his name, Brad Maddox in it. And, Xavier was part of it also. And it was funny that they mentioned that to him. And Xavier's face was like, "Oh, I had nothing to do. I had like nothing to do with it." He's like, "What is he talking about?" So it was funny though. And then you had Xavier mention that Jimmy Uso was like a nobody until Naomi got him on Total Divas. And then we had Whale, the Grammy singer Whale, judging the rap battle. I don't listen to his music though, but he was the judge on who will win the rap battle. And the Usos, one of the Usos pushed Xavier, and Whale disqualified the Usos because of that. And the New Day won the rap battle. So it was a funny segment with the rap battle. A lot of some personal stuff in there. The Xavier Woods being with Paige in the in the sex video, having something to do with that, and Xavier mentioning about Jimmy Uso that he only got famous because of his wife being on Total Divas. So personal stuff there that was brought out, which we all knew. So it was a funny segment. You had what was really funny is when New Day come out, they had like their people in the back. You had one guy being the Statue of Liberty, and the Usos guys look like motorcycle crews because they were all wearing hoods. So, but it was a funny segment. And then was the next match, Aiden English versus Randy Orton. Not that good of a match. Aiden comes out, singing, and Randy Orton ends up coming out, and it was just they were just brawling. Randy Orton was like, he was brawling at Aiden English, thinking he was Jinder Mahal, and it's pretty much basically Aiden English won the match by disqualification because Randy Orton hit him with the steel steps. This was just a way for Orton to send a message to Jinder Mahal. And then after the match, Jinder Mahal comes out saying that America is home to the prejudice and how they disrespect him. And he says to the crowd that he would take all of them into the Punjabi prison and destroy them. And He talks about how at BattleGround he's going to destroy Orton's legacy. Orton cuts off Jinder as, Jinder's trying to speak to his people in his language. He tells Jinder to shut up and listen to what he has to say. Orton tells Jinder that nobody's going to stop him from punishing him in the Punjabi prison match. And he goes on to say that he might as well RKO him back to India. And Orton tells Jinder the reason why that nobody likes him is because he's a jackass. So it was pretty funny though. Orton laying down what he has to say to Jinder. So I hope the Punjabi prison match is a decently good match at BattleGround. It's been forever since we've seen a Punjabi prison match in I think 10 years. Then we saw Ty Dillinger was being interviewed by Tyler Breeze dressed as Renee Young. I gotta say it was funny and stupid at the same time. He was telling what his strategy, Ty's strategy is in the Independence Day Battle Royal. Ty says that his strategy is to stay away from the ropes and stay in the middle. It was just a little segment. Fandango was dressed up as a construction worker with a mustache. But it was funny though. It was funny and stupid at the same time. And then by the end of that segment, it cuts to Renee Young, and she looks like, what the hell just happened? And then she interviews Maria and Mike Kanellis about their message about the power of love. Pretty we don't care what they have to say about that. Then we saw the camera go off for a minute while Mike Kanellis was talking, and it was off. The camera was off for a minute. They were having technical difficulties, and then the camera ends up working again, or they got a new cameraman there, and we see we hear a crash, and then it's Sami Zayn there, and he comes to apologize last week for interrupting both Maria and Mike, and just talking about his power of love. He mentions Huey Lewis and the News, and then his music hits. Sammy's music hits, and then he leaves because Sammy is one of the guys in the Independence Day Battle Royal. And that was the main event, which was the Independence Day Battle Royal. It was a good Battle Royal. It came down in the end to Styles and Sami Zayn. And Kevin Owens was on commentary through the match, just watching the match to see who will face him at BattleGround for the U.S. title. And it was down to Styles and Sami Zayn. It was good. They were both really good for the end of the match. And you had just Styles hit Sami Zayn with the Pele kick, and Sami got eliminated. So AJ Styles wins the Independence Day Battle Royal. He's the #1 contender to face Owens for the U.S. title at BattleGround. After the match, Kevin Owens just rushes in the ring and just takes out Styles Owens was ready to go, and just he's ready for anybody to win the match, and then just go in there and start beating the hell out of them. And then he holds up Styles and say, "Oh, you want this? I'm the face of America." And then Styles then kicks Owens, and Styles goes for the Styles Clash, but Owens retaliates out of the ring, and Styles ends up holding up the U.S. title to end the show. So it was a pretty good Battle Royal. Happy that Styles won the match. So now it's AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens for the U.S. title at BattleGround. So that's going to be a pretty good match between both of them. So yeah, so anyways, that's it for my review of last night's edition of SmackDown. Was a good show. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to give the video like the video, give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned later on tonight for my Lucha Underground review, as the Cradle Cup tournament, goes on. So yeah, so be on the lookout later on tonight for my Lucha Underground review, and I'll see you all back later on tonight. Bye.